How's that? We're in northern Utah, headed up to TAC, and we're at the Crispi headquarters here in, I guess what do you call this? Maybe south end of the valley. We've posted a lot of boot videos over the years, and people are always asking, where's Crispi? Where's Crispi? So we have Crispi in the gear shop. We'll be adding them shortly. The guys have been making their orders. Those should be hitting our shelves pretty soon. But today, while we're in northern Utah, we thought we would stop into Crispi headquarters, try on some boots, have the guys talk us through their full lineup. Crispi makes an awesome boot, Italian made. I'm sure these guys will give us the full rundown, but we're stoked. We're stoked to be at Crispi, stoked to explore their line, and we're excited to have those guys in the gear shop, and you guys will be able to buy them soon. So let's pop over, we'll get a full tour, we'll try some boots on, and we'll be ready to go.
We're doing trail.
We're looking at antelope. We're here to look at boots, and we got distracted. John's an antelope guy. He's got a great buck in here, and he's got a real addiction to antelope.
And you know, like normally, like on that antelope, like their horns are pretty oval.
Yep.
His bases are
Round.
like
Yeah.
fat round.
He's not
Like
overly
I think
tall.
he's got really good first, second quarters.
Yeah.
His prongs are pretty good. His third and fourths are pretty good.
Yeah, he's got big, good cutters.
He's,
We got these sheep on our kings too.
Look at that.
what's that?
There's somebody. So there's. Check this out. This is cool.
You're
Just
seeing so many boots?
boxes of boots. How many fit in one box? 4, 5,
There's
10? In that?
in the box, yeah.
10 pairs per box. Holy smokes. Man. Just boots on boots.
Yes, we're gonna. Yeah, so they shoot in here.
Yeah, that's awesome. We probably got 60 yards, maybe?
I think it's like 50,
55, 60?
yards, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working on trying to get a little bit better at yardage. Yeah, that's funny. I wonder how many companies in our space probably have a warehouse just like this with an archery target and a lane.
All of them.
All of them. I think all of them do, which is awesome. How far out are you in, like, is that like a year, 2 years?
Yeah, so we're already working on delivery for this time next year.
Okay.
All that order and production is already set, but we're already working in 27.
Okay. So you're 2 years out.
Yeah.
So they'll be building those, ship them over, and then to port, then here,
Yeah.
and then out to all of the different distribution.
Yeah. So
Distribution.
everything in North America comes right out of this.
Okay, gotcha. Everything.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
That's awesome.
All right, we'll take a rip down one of these aisles. So these aisles are all. So if you came 3 weeks from now,
Uh-huh.
it'll look completely replenished.
Yep.
And then it'll stock right back
Yep.
up. So these are all big pick locations here. You know, with
Yep.
based on models, right?
Mhm.
So for example, like this is guide, right?
Okay.
So you can see that all the guides are right here. And so what happens in our warehouse here is this is all the picking locations, and so we replenish. So we go about 30 boots deep in every model and every size.
Okay.
So you come up here.
30 deep, every model, every size.
Yeah. So for example, like this is Laponia hazelnut size. This is size 8.
Okay.
And so there's 10 in a box. So
Yep.
we'll do 30.
And you guys have so many different colors now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do the Laponia in what, 3 different colors?
Just two. Gray,
Okay.
gray, and then the
Is it the
hazelnut.
Summit you doing 3?
Summit's 1. Altitude's 3.
Altitude. That's what I'm
Altitude's 3.
thinking of.
Yeah.
You do the green, the brown,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Like for a boot, for example, like we'll take that boot, and the cobbler will come in, and he'll take that whole sole off, and
Yep.
then he'll replace it brand new sole. So
Never knew you guys did that.
yeah. So
that's awesome. Look at that. You get a brand new sole on your boot.
just depending, on what boot, what model, and things like that. So this is
Straight from Vibram.
So this is a proprietary sole design that's built for just proprietary to Crispi
Mm-hmm.
on that one. It's just a, the mega grip is just the compound,
Yep.
but the actual outsole is particular
Okay.
proprietary to Crispi.
And they all have different, we'll probably get into it, but the EVA or the foam, right, involved. So like that one's different than this one.
Yep.
You can tell.
Yep. The polyurethane midsole.
Yep.
The Gore-Tex booty, you can see that everything is seam taped. So
Mhm.
when we actually build this at the factory, what happens is that it comes, they'll seam tape it, and it goes like this. Then it goes actually in a machine and gets submerged into the water. It blows up and goes into the water
Okay.
to test for
For
any
leak.
leaks, and it will bubble. And then
So
at that
the
point,
actual
it comes out.
that's the actual waterproof membrane. What it looks like. I don't think I've ever
That's
seen
it,
one.
yeah. So this is the actual Gore-Tex right
Gotcha.
there. The Gore-Tex itself is very, very thin. It's like a dryer sheet. So it's
Yeah.
we'll show you up in the front. We got a little. It's like if you peel that
Sample.
So if you peel this apart, right?
You can listen to you talk about boots all day.
Oh,
You got any passion.
There's a whole different level of understanding on footwear, like how it's constructed.
Yeah.
But so that's the actual Gore-Tex, right?
Yep.
So anyway, there's just a lot of misconceptions about Gore-Tex and how it's built and
Yeah.
weights and breathability and all this.
Yep.
So anyway, but
That's cool.
But like a guy calls and says, "Hey, we got a boot that's leaking." It's like, perfect, send it back. We'll test it. So our guys will water test it. We'll water test it, and it's like it's leaking. It's like replace it. And
Yeah.
if it's not leaking, we like box it back up and ship it to them.
Yeah. I've been eyeballing this ball.
So this is a pretty interesting. So Lars, I'll let Lars explain this since he's all geared up. So basically, I'll just kind of before Lars starts. So this is basically how a boot is constructed,
Okay.
right? So all right, Lars, take it away.
Yeah, so this is all of our leathers that we use. So in our leathers that we get over the factory, we have Alessandro and Federico. They're out there rolling out our leathers and making sure that there's no like imperfections at all or whatsoever in these leathers. So all the leathers that we use in all of our leather boots are pure. Like they're as pure comes, all Italian grown leather.
What kind of leather?
So we have Yep.
It's all
Okay.
So grease nubuck, your standard nubuck, full grain leathers, suede leathers, and then we also have some new synthetic materials that are basically like a faux leather, and they fit and feel just like leather. They break in like leather, but they're going to be significantly more breathable, but just as durable and a little bit lighter weight. And then we have some materials here. This is called PU-Tech, which I'm sure you're familiar with, like Cordura. So it's basically like a Cordura material that's infused with polyurethane that's going to be a lot more abrasion resistant and quite a bit more durable as well as breathable. So we found that a lot of people were just like wearing through it on rocks, and as soon as we integrated that with the polyurethane PU-Tech, it almost eliminated that completely, as well as like cactus punctures, thorns, anything like that. It's taken a lot of that away. And then this is all of our Gore-Tex membranes. So all of our boots use a full Gore-Tex bootie in them. So it's like sticking your foot into a little wader. And that's also using our insulation layers there. So we have non-insulated, 200 grams of insulation, 400 grams of insulation, and 800 grams of insulation.
2, 4, and 8.
Yep. And a lot of people, when they think about insulation, they think like, oh, is my sizing going to go up a size because the insulation's adding volume? And in all reality, it doesn't. Like a 200 gram of insulation boot, it's so light. It's almost as thick as like a dryer sheet.
Yeah.
Like it's extremely lightweight.
So you suggest people buy the same size boot, whether they're buying an uninsulated boot or an 800?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because we still build it off of that same last.
Okay.
So the sizing should be almost the exact same.
Consistent.
Yep. Some people do like to go up a half size just to accommodate bigger socks, even though we typically don't even recommend that because socks are more for fitment rather than added insulation.
Yep.
Especially once you go to a little bit too thick of a sock, then you're cutting off circulation and actually doing the exact opposite.
Yeah,
of
you
keeping
think
your
you're
feet
colder.
warm.
I'm guilty of that.
Yep.
What about leather thicknesses? Do you have different thicknesses of leather that different boots use for more durability?
Yep, so like a full grain leather is going to be thicker than your standard nubuck leather. That's just because it's a different finish. So it will be just a touch thicker, maybe a little bit more abrasion resistant, but we really use that full grain leather for a little bit more naturally water resistant.
Okay.
And then nubuck leather, because of the way it's finished, it typically makes it a little bit more durable in the long run.
Gotcha. And then suedes?
Yep. And our suedes we really use more as like accents. We don't have any like full suede boots.
Right.
Like the Colorado uses a suede and the PU-Tech, it's like a combination of both of those.
Yep.
And then we have something really unique to us here. This is the ankle bone support system, which it's basically like a memory foam like material that's going to wrap completely around your ankle bones in any of our boots that have that.
Which you guys are kind of known for, right?
Absolutely. And so that's going to give you significantly more support as soon as you tighten up those top 3 eyelets.
Did you guys make a mattress out of this? That feels pretty good.
I'm looking for
That's what we're working on.
I'm looking for a new one. My My wife had this great idea. She's like, I'm gonna buy a mattress. I'm like, okay, cool. So we got it moved in, and I think the first 2 nights I was like, this thing's gotta go. I cannot sleep on this thing. So we've been mattress shopping. But yeah, that feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's super nice and saves your ankles. I can't tell you.
Talk to me about lasts.
So we have board last in all of our boots.
Okay.
Every single one of our boots, even our Stavali, everything is going to be lasted.
Okay.
So that's actually how we get our flex rating.
Full foot, not 3/4.
Nope.
Or, okay.
So there's not a shank. So that's kind of the key differences between like a board last and a shank is the shank is basically like the same exact shape as your footbed.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting that support throughout the entire foot, not just in a little section of it. And you also get a lot of torsional support as well in there. Like if you try to turn that like left to right, it's not going to turn much at all. And one other super neat thing about this is even though this is a 1 flex rating,
Mm-hmm.
the only flex point that's going to flex is right underneath the ball of your foot.
Okay.
So if you try to flex that behind,
Gotcha.
it's not going to really flex at all
Yep.
because that's not where you want a boot to flex. Like
Yeah.
if you grab your average sneaker and you flex it, it's just going to flex right in the center point.
Yep.
Whereas you want it to just flex right underneath the ball of your foot.
Gotcha. That one feels pretty stiff, but when I picked up that boot over there, it felt like it would break in nicely.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then all of our boots also have a little bit of a contour because of this board last. It kind of comes up, and that's going to help with your break-in periods, and it's actually going to kind of help propel you forward a little bit. Yep, it's a rocker that's integrated into that board last. And then this is a crossover, one of our older models, and that's basically what a boot looks like before they're putting the sole on it. So that's lasted, uppers are sewn, and basically the next step from there is just going to put on the sole, and then that's a finished product.
Okay.
This is kind of how everything starts. This is a board last or a last right here, which is how you're building all of your shoes. So that's like a 42, which is a US 9, and so there will be tons of those on this line. And then first thing that goes on those is the Gore-Tex liner, and they build everything off of that Gore-Tex
So
liner.
they build the boot around this last. So they'll take that thing, they'll build it from top, I guess top down, right? Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha. God, they'll put that by hand, put that thing together.
Yep, everything is sewn by hand. Everything is handmade over there.
That's wild. Do you guys do wides?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, most of our models are going to be available in wide. We do still have like a select few that aren't available in wide, but most of our models are available in wide.
For those people with hobbit feet out there, is that you, Brady? Are you a hobbit foot?
No, I got skinny long feet.
I'm just kidding. And that's a boot cut in half.
Yep, that is a boot cut in half that kind of shows what the internals of the boot actually look like. So you can actually see the last in there. You can see the midsole combined with the outsole. And that's in Nevada, so you can see the leather lining on the inside, the full Gore-Tex liner.
Foam.
Yep, the added foam for cushioning in certain areas.
Sounds had smiles on it.
Yeah, that one has seen some days.
What would the flex of this one be in a Nevada?
So that's a 3 flex.
Okay, so Nevada I would assume is probably one of your best selling boots. And
Absolutely.
So that's a 3.
Yep, and that Nevada, and basically all of our 3 flex boots, they're kind of just that really good happy medium to where it's going to be comfortable on more mild terrain, but still stiff and technical enough to bring you into more nasty terrain.
Probably pull them out of a box and break them in relatively quick.
Yeah, that's kind of one thing that we're known for as well is we don't really have a break-in period at all. It's like you take them out of the box and you can go hit the hills.
Gotcha. For people wondering, tell me about when someone would choose a 1, a 2 flex over something that's like a 5 flex or a 4 flex.
So like if you were going on an archery antelope hunt this year, you absolutely would not need a 5 flex. That's when you'd want something that's a little bit softer underneath your feet that you can have a little bit more ground fill. So that's when I'd recommend more of that 2 flex.
Okay.
Or if you were an upland guy and you were going to go chase pheasants in a cut cornfield and do 10, 12 miles at a time, then that's when you want to go to the lower flex rating as well.
Okay.
For that kind of middle ground, if you want a boot that kind of does everything, that's when you want to stick to that
3.
that 3 area.
It's kind of a do-all hunting.
And
Group. Maybe you're hunting some muleys, maybe some elk hunting.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yep, it's a super good happy medium. Once you step up to that 4 and 5, that's when you're in a little bit more technical mountainous terrain, or you just have a heavy load on your back.
Yep.
And that 5 flex is really like, it's really stiff. Like people who want a stiff boot, they know that they're going for that 5 flex. Most people don't really need a 5 flex unless you're just an avid sheep goat hunter or you just like a really stiff boot.
You probably find people that come in and say, I really want a stiff boot or number 5, and then they put it on and they're like, wait, I don't know that I actually do need a 5.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I would get that from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes I do like a little bit stiffer boot, like
I
hunt.
like a stiff boot. I've gone opposite ends of the spectrum. So I hunted elk backpack style and like an aggressive trail runner, and it's great for like moving around quick with like 45, 50 pounds in my pack. But what I really noticed was day over day climbing up, like my legs were torched. So like my calves were torched, my thighs were torched. Everything just felt more sore than I thought it would be because I just wasn't getting the stability. And then I progressively moved up in stiffness, and I just felt like even though it doesn't have like the flex, it's like not as comfortable on my foot. My legs felt better, like day over day. Like my calves would feel better, my thighs would feel better. I just felt less fatigue. So I'm probably somewhere. I don't know if I'm a 5, but I might be a 4.
Yeah.
What do you?
4 flex is my favorite.
Really?
It's my go-to for elk hunting. It's my go-to for muleys.
So 3, 4, and then maybe the guy that's looking at like real Alpine sheep country, maybe high country mule deer where it's like real steep, nasty stuff. They might be looking at a 5.
Yeah, or just something where you need that little bit of extra bite, especially like side hilling or scree, boulders, anything like that where you just need a little extra bite to where you may only have the tip of your foot on that boulder, but you need support throughout the entire footbed.
Yep, like we were at in New Zealand,
Yeah.
like this. Nice. Well, very cool.
All of our soles are basically proprietary except for this one. But like this sole right here was just designed by Crispi Italy. It's called the full control sole. So it still uses Vibram Mega Grip rubber compound, which is by far the best rubber compound that we found on the market for hunting footwear. Because once this sole becomes wet, it'll actually become more tacky.
Okay.
And it's just an extremely durable outsole. And this was designed by Federico over in Italy. And if you turn it around, you can see that this is angled a different way than this side. And that's for, this side right here is for all of your downhill descents to give you a little bit extra grip. And this side right here is for all your uphill ascents. So it's directional lug pattern.
Gotcha.
And then it's a little bit deeper tread depth than your standard. And it's really just built for hunters.
And is Vibram kind of industry standard?
Yeah. I think that they've just been making soles for so long, and probably like they absolutely make the best soles, and that's kind of why they are that industry standard.
It's funny, you hear people talk about like, oh, it's got Vibram soles, but I've never really dove into like are they just a rubber company? Is that what they do?
Yep, they're just an outsole company.
Okay, outsole, rubber outsole company.
Yep, they've been around for as long as I can remember.
Right.
I know it's like over 100 years at this point.
Yeah, everybody knows that logo. The old
Recognize it right
yellow.
away.
Yeah, you see that in the dirt, huh? That's cool. Yeah, I know that you guys' boots have always been more tacky as far as the actual rubber component in it goes, which is usually great. You know, if it's a little bit wet, you know, looser soils, it feels like you get that bite into it that you might not with the harder sole. And he was just showing us back there in the back of your warranty department where you can resole stuff. That's pretty neat.
Yep, absolutely. You can just send them right into us, get everything resold. That's a new midsole and outsole, which makes it nice that if you spend a lot of money on a quality boot, that you can have a boot that will last.
They'll replace this piece still?
They can't do the last,
but they'll do the. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep, just the midsole outsole.
Right on. Cool. So we spent these guys the whole afternoon trying on boots, and they've been very generous with their time, basically running through the various Crispi models. Each of us have different hunts that we're going on, different types of terrain. Brady's got some different demands than I might have. I think he's going on some late season goat hunts where it's going to be really cold, so he's looking for an insulated boot. A lot of support, steep terrain, so the boot that he might be interested in may not exactly be the boot that I'm looking for. And I learned a lot today. I've always kind of known it, but you want to try to buy a boot that is going to be the best, piece for the type of hunt and the terrain you're hunting in. But kind of where I landed, and I've tried on a number of boots, but I've got this Alpine Pro. Am I getting that right? Yep. Alpine Pro, which is a 5 flex. So it's got the stiffer insole. Leather? Synthetic.
Yes, fully synthetic.
Fully synthetic.
Crampon
Upper.
compatible.
Crampon compatible. Stiff boot. I like a stiff boot, and I've talked about it quite a bit. My legs feel better. So, end of a long day when I've got a 50-pound pack and I'm hunting elk and I'm covering ground, the end of the day, my calves and my thighs, my legs, my back, everything just feels better if I've got more support in my boot. So I think this will probably be the boot that I end up with, even though it's a 5 flex. It's interesting when you pick up the foot. Is it the last? I keep wanting to say last.
Yeah.
The last, right? So I picked that up and it feels really stiff. Like you can barely bend that thing with your hand. But when I get the boot on my foot and, just stride out my natural gait, it feels like it's going to break in really, really nice. Probably very minimally for a 5 flex. The heel cup fits awesome. So for me, I'm real particular about the heel cup. And this one feels like I get a nice bite, my heel cup. I don't feel like I'm going to have any flex in it, any heel blisters. I like the fact that you got the laces that go clear to the toe. It feels like I'm able to lace that boot up and get a nice fit for my foot. So I think this is probably going to end up being, the boot that I go with. And it feels like it's going to be an awesome backpack, nasty country elk hunting style boot. I think you could take it into the Alpine, early season mule deer if you wanted. Sheep hunts probably is what it's ideally built for. And then the other boot that I tried on, so I had this Altitude, tried that on. This is really comfortable. It's more flexible. I think you guys said it's a 3 flex? 2.5. 2.5 flex. I talked to John and he said he thought the upper would feel real similar to this upper, and it does. And that's what's awesome is the uppers feel real similar, but the difference is in the sole and the amount of flex that you get in it. It's a little bit lighter. I would say this is probably would you guys say more of a do-all type of boot, like a daily wear, maybe some mule deer hunting, you're doing some elk hunting. I think this would be an awesome option. Lightweight, so the weight of this thing is nice. So this one felt really good. And if I had, unlimited options, I would probably have one of every pair. But this felt really good. I really like that Altitude. This one right here is the Brixell Mountain.
Yep.
Brixell Mountain. Again, it's the synthetic, fully synthetic. You guys put this at a 3.5 flex?
Yeah, we call it a 3.
3,
Stiff 3.
3, stiff 3.
More like 3.
Gotcha. So it's a little bit stiffer, a little bit taller. This boot was really comfortable. I would kind of put it in the same category as far as like a do-all type of boot. I think you could hunt mule deer, elk, ton of hiking, backpacking. This boot was really comfortable. The other thing I like about you guys' boots is the soles are tacky. I think we talked about that before, but it feels like in wet terrain, wet grass, wet rocks, it feels like you get that tack in it that's going to bind and give good traction. This was a really comfortable boot. And then the other one I tried on was just like a daily wear, I would say. What do you guys market that as? Daily wear?
Yep. More of a daily wear trail shoe.
Is this the Ativa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ativa low?
Yeah.
And you do a Ativa mid as well, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think this would be an awesome just daily wear. I'm up at the archery range day in, day out. My wife would probably give me a hard time if I was wearing this out on date night because she gets sick of all my hunting equipment, but it actually looks really good. So I think this is an awesome option for just daily wear and just kicking around, going up at the archery range and just daily wear. So those are probably the 4 that I'm most interested in. Overall, they make a great boot. Super excited to have them in the GOHUNT gear shop. We've got our orders in. Those should be hitting our warehouse, I think, maybe end of July, first part of August. So if you're looking for a new pair of boots, if you got questions, reach out. Be happy to try to answer some of your questions, and you should be able to buy those in the GOHUNT gear shop that first part of August.